This is what we're making today, Mapo Tofu. First, we're going to cut up this block of medium firm tofu. We're going to cut this into 1.5 centimeter cubes. Alright guys, Mapo Tofu. This is my all-time favorite dish. And the recipe I'm going to show you guys is the way I cook it. So sit back and watch how I cook my favorite dish. Warning, it's extra spicy. Next, in a hot pan with some oil, we're going to throw in 5 grams of Sichuan peppercorns and 10 grams of dried red chilies. We're going to saute this for about 2 minutes to release all of its oils and then ground it into a powder. This is called a traditional knifed chili, except we're not using a knife, we're using a blender, because it's so much easier. We're going to blend this for 2 minutes or until it's a powder and then set it aside. If you don't have time to make this, just buy some Chinese chili powder at the store. These are pickled chilies and ginger that I pickled last night. In a cup of hot water, I added in 1 tablespoon of baijiu, 1 tablespoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of sugar, and then mix. If you can't find baijiu, which is a Chinese liqueur, or don't have time to make this in general, just get rice wine vinegar and pickle your chilies and ginger in there. We're gonna pickle this in our fridge for 24 hours. After 24 hours, we're gonna cut our chilies and ginger into little pieces. Now, the reason why I'm using pickled ginger and pickled chilies is because it adds a nice, vibrant, bright flavor to the dish. Also, if you guys didn't notice, I used the small red chilies instead of the large ones because it's a lot spicier. Because I love my spice. Next, in a pot of hot water, we're gonna throw in our tofu. We're gonna simmer this for about 1 minute. The purpose of this is to firm up the tofu so it doesn't break when stirred in the pot. After 1 minute, we're gonna drain this and then set it aside. Now, in an extremely hot wok, we're gonna saute some ground pork. We're gonna saute this until it breaks apart and develops a golden brown color. After sauteing the pork, we're gonna add in our ginger, our knifed chili, and our pickled chili. We're gonna saute this for another 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, we're gonna add in a tablespoon of doubanjiang or chili bean paste, a teaspoon of fermented black beans, and a teaspoon of soy sauce. We're gonna saute this for another minute, and then we're gonna add in 500 milliliters of chicken stock. After adding in our chicken stock, we're gonna dump in our tofu and then give it a stir. After stirring, we're gonna simmer it for about 3 minutes so that the tofu will absorb all that flavor. After 3 minutes, we're gonna add in our cornstarch slurry to thicken the sauce and help the sauce coat the tofu. Once we've achieved our desired consistency, we're gonna season it with salt and sugar to taste, and of course, my favorite ingredient, MSG. Once we've seasoned it to our desired taste, we're gonna give it a stir and then get ready to plate. And this is my all-time favorite dish. Now let's eat. And of course guys, you have to eat this with rice. Not brown rice, not any of that fancy schmancy rice. It has to be with white rice. I mean, it's just so good. It packs a punch, it's an in-your-face flavor, and I just love the spice. And guys, you really have to try this with pickled ginger and pickled chilies because it just brightens up this dish. It just opens up your palate and it just tastes so much better. Anyways, this is how I make my favorite dish, Mapo Tofu. Now, I looked at the Food Wars recipe that was online, but that recipe didn't look authentic to me. That looked like a Japanese style Mapo Tofu. Kuga is an authentic Sichuan chef, so I scratched that recipe and gave you guys this one. There's so many versions of this dish out there, it's really hard to find out what's authentic, so I'm giving you my way of doing it. Anyways, if you guys like what you see, hit the like button. And if you guys have any suggestions on what I should cook next, please post in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe.